Today is another awesome episode of Silver Hunt Sunday, and I have a whole pile of old Canadian silver half dimes, and they are just beautiful coins. And a little shout out there to Eric Woody, who's been looking for me to share some old Canadian silver. Stay tuned. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for joining me again today. I truly appreciate all the support. If you do like my channel and my videos, hit that subscribe button, and while you're there, hit that notification bell, and that'll make sure you don't miss out on any of my upcoming videos, giveaways, and specials and things like that. So today we're going to be focusing on some old Canadian silver that I was able to pick up. And when I do things like this ends up being partly because I'm a collector, partly because I have a small belief that the shit may hit the fan, so to speak, and we want to be prepared. And I believe that old silver, whether it's US or Canadian, coins are going to be the easiest type of currency that'll hold value and to use before we start getting into the bullion and that. And I believe that old silver, whether it's US or Canadian, coins are going to be the easiest type of currency that'll hold value and to use before we start getting into the bullion and that. I kind of, I have different ways I stack, different reasoning behind my stack and why I do it. And this particular one is a little bit of the collector and a little bit of the prepper in me as well. So let's show it off here. This is a tube, entire tube. Well, I didn't get them like this, I got a tube for it, but of old Canadian 5-cent pieces, so half dimes, depends on what you want to call them here. So these are quite cool, and now this was an interesting pickup. You've heard me talk about raffles and stuff before. This was a raffle win, but again, I'm really picky with my raffles. So I put a little bit of money into this one. I got a huge return on it. So basically for the price of, I think, like that many, like for the price of like 5 of these, I won all of them. So it's quite the win on something like that. And then I have to decide, now that I've got the old, not this case in constitutional, but old Canadian silver, what do I want to do with it? These are 925, these are and anytime you can add a good weight of silver like that, it's always great. So even if these got melted down and used into something, that's it's almost pure silver here, it's better than buying some of the 90%ers in that. Now I believe these are all 1919 and older, so that'll make them 925. After 1919 to 1921, the half dimes are the 5-cent pieces. They're not nickels, they're not a nickel, but they go down to 80% at that point. Let's see if I can get some better focus on a few of these. Come on, you want to. There you go. You're 1919. You can see some decent condition in some of these, and we're not looking at. That one's a little beat up on the back. But, these are fun to add, and then. Again, so if there's currency we need to trade, we're going to use money, people understand what this is, and that's kind of the prepper side of me. Now the value that I got in these for what I paid for them changes the game of what I want to do with these a little bit. I really do doubt that these will stay in my stack for the value that I paid for them. I think that because I'm already well prepped when it comes to this stuff, I think what I'm going to do is I'll start selling these as either, small lots or one-on-one. Or to be honest, if anybody out there wants to throw me an offer or tell me that they want them, I don't mind that at all. We'll ship them out, do a trade maybe, or just cash would be not too bad. I'm on my way to adding some more gold into my stack, so the more I can kind of flip some of this stuff, the better with that kind of thing right now. But these are fun, a lot of fun to have, and a lot of people just love to collect these. And again, they're not in amazing condition or anything like that. I did have a couple more pieces to show here as well. These are going to be going into the permanent collection. These are just adding years to my collection. So this is the collector in me, and then this will be used for value later. This is the collector in me loves to have this stuff, loves to add it to the stack, but the purpose behind this, it allows me to add collect, enjoy my life and all that, but while adding some type of value into a collection. So, down the road, somebody, I might just sell these individually. I'm not expecting to get a huge return on them necessarily, but I did get these at a great price. So I think I'm going to win no matter what on these ones, to be honest, from what I paid for them. So there's a 1952 as well. Great condition, not cleaned. Oops. You can see there, George's got his hair rubbed down a little bit, but his ear, look at the detail in his ear, behind his hairline. Some really nice detail on this piece. So worth getting these as well, especially for the price that was paid. And then what came along with it as well was in the little bundle, was this one as well. So a little 50% silver Canadian quarter. The caribou on there. There it is. And then we've got the Queenie on the back. Flipped that the wrong way. I'm buying a lot of American world stuff lately. So, and then this was a bonus that was in there, a little victory nickel. So from 1945, after the war, celebrating victory of the war. And there's George on the back. You can see that it's coming apart. The finish is coming off. Very cool piece though. Just thought it was nice to kind of add in there a lot of history behind this, and that probably bought some bread or some rice, things like that. It's really neat. Some flour. I was watching an interesting documentary talking about kind of history and, well, talking about history and kind of what people had to do after the war and how they were rationing, and how flour companies actually started making their flour bags decorative and pretty because they realized that poorer families were using the flour bags to make clothing out of. So they put patterns on the flour bags to help those poor families. So just kind of neat. And that's what this stuff makes me do. So this makes me kind of reflect and think and remember about what the past was, where I came from. Remember, I've got it pretty damn good. A lot of us do here. And these people were rationing, and literally they were making clothing out of flour bags to be able to feel good and be part of society, and companies ended up, like I said, putting patterns on the bags to help that out. It's such an interesting time and kind of unimaginable for most of us if you think about it, that you wouldn't be able to buy clothing for your family, yourself, and that. So it helps me reflect, helps me stay grounded, and reminds me not to forget the past, because when you forget the past, you're doomed to repeat it, right? So we want to make sure that we learn from that, we don't go through that stuff again, hopefully, and we do everything we can to prevent it. You prepare just in case. Have fun while you're doing it, everybody. That's a big part of this for me as well, and I truly appreciate everybody watching. So hit that thumbs up button for me. It really helps get the videos out there. Truly appreciate that. And if you have any questions or suggestions for videos, please put them in the comments down there below, and I'll get back to you. It takes me a little bit of time to get through all the comments sometimes, and I kind of do them in blocks, but I will. And see any items that you like, let me know. And I'm up for trades and sales, and I've got my own website and that too, so you can contact me there. Thanks for hanging out, everybody, and stay tuned. I've got some cool videos coming up, and we'll see you then. Canadian Silver Saver